Hey, how you doing? So today, the power of being flexible, taking advantage of situations, and a little update on where we're at. Here we go. So, first of all, a quick diary update. Had the idea, got inspired, then got in a flap, then made the plan, then started following the plan. And at this point, I've played one open mic night. So that little first phase of the plan is kind of done, and we're now on just repeating it. Just finding new songs, playing them at open mic nights, and gradually increasing my confidence there. But a couple of other things have happened along the way that aren't in my plan. Now, a younger version of me, a less confident version of me, might say, well, they're not in my plan. I won't do those. I need to focus on the plan. I haven't done that, and I don't think you should either. I think your plan should be flexible. Right, so what are those two things? Well, the first thing is I've kind of accidentally joined a band. I did a dep gig. It turns out they need a vocalist. I was depping on bass. They also need a bassist. So I am not ready for it. It's far too soon. I haven't done the jam night part of my plan. I haven't done the solo gigs part of my plan. I haven't done the duo gigs part of my plan. I've jumped straight down to item whatever it is, 5, 6, and I'm going to be fronting a band. It isn't my band. They aren't doing my material. They aren't doing my vision. They aren't realising my vision of doing songs a certain way. But they're a functioning band. They've got gigs in the diary. They do a bunch of crowd-pleasing songs. They give me a really good opportunity to practice engaging with an audience and to practice singing. It's not quite as low stakes as I would like, but what's the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen is that I make a pig's ear of it and say, you know what, I don't want to sing in this band. I'll go back to playing bass and I'll come back to my plan and I'll build up my confidence and I'll do it later. Nothing to lose. Literally nothing to lose but a little bit of pride. The other thing that's happened is I decided to record an original song. I've done it in here. I'm lucky enough to have this in my workplace. How lucky am I? Wonderful. So I managed to record an original song. Now, the reason I did that is because I kind of went on this tangent. I went to see an open mic night, realised that most of the attention seemed to go on people that were doing original songs. So I decided if I could do an original song, that would be a good thing. So I dug up an old song, polished it up a bit, started practicing it and playing it, and then I thought it'd be really nice to record this just to mark the kind of moment, but it would also be really nice to hear my vocal through a really nice microphone or isolated when I'm mixing it so I can really hear, can I sing? I thought I was ready for that kind of dose of realism. I haven't actually got round to mixing it yet, so I don't know, but those were the reasons for recording it. It may in the future give me the idea of putting original songs in with the covers. I know also plenty of bands that are two bands. They're a covers band and they're an original band. Use one to fund the other. So that's a possible business model that I hadn't actually considered. Actually, something really nice happened after I'd recorded it. One of my work colleagues came in, or my boss actually, and without asking, I just offered him the headphones. And he put them on, he had a listen, and he said some really nice things about my vocal. He said I sounded like it was an interesting voice, which I thought was really lovely. He also said it didn't sound like me, which I thought was interesting. Anyway, that's what I've done and why I've done it. But it made me realise that you need to be flexible with your plans. You should also, maybe this is a little caveat onto the plan video, what assets do you have? I talked before about skills. What skills do you have? What skills don't you have? What do you need? How do you get them? What assets do you have? What material things? I've got that camera. I've got this audio recorder. I've got that phone. And on that phone is the plan of what I was going to talk to you guys about. I work somewhere. And I'm lucky enough to have a Logic and a professional, pretty good desk, X32, Behringer X32. A solid tube microphone. Plenty good enough for what I'm doing. What have you got? You might work in an office. You might think, oh, I haven't got any of that. I work in an office. Okay. You got a printer in your office? You got a stationery cupboard? How many people work in your office? How many people work in your office that you could then send them an email, hey, come and see my gig? You've got assets. Wherever you are, you've got assets. You've got people around you. They are assets. You don't want to think of them like that, but they've got things. Maybe one of them's a great poster designer. How would you know if you don't ask? Maybe one of them is got millions of Facebook friends. That could be a really good way of you advertising if you get them to advertise what you're doing at some point in your plan. Have you got material things? Have you got, maybe your friend owns a clothing shop. Can you go there and get your stage outfit sorted out? I don't know. You do the thinking. You figure it out. But think, what can I lay my hands on? What can I borrow? What can I rent off of mate? What favours can I call in? What things do I have that I can use to help me get where I want to go? So, I've adapted my plan based on what's actually happening, and I've gone off on a bit of a tangent because I've realised I've got this asset. One way of looking at it is I've pushed myself down the path of least resistance. Rather than do the things on the plan rigidly and religiously, I've just pushed myself down the path of least resistance. So, be flexible, make a list of assets, go back to your plan, rebuild the plan, including the assets, go and ask these people, make contact with them, see what you can get from your circle of friends. If you haven't got any friends, go out and find some. When I've been to these open mic nights, they've been really supportive. There's people there and they're musicians. You might be able to get on a gig with them. Who knows? You figure it out. Right, till next time. See you later.